Okay, so I'm back, hopefully for good now to be consistent. I think just so it's been about 2 months since I've actually been consistent going to the gym every day. Because I had a couple of trips for school. Um, I've talked about before, I'm a PhD student. I finished all my classes and I did my qualifying exams earlier this spring. And so now I'm just on the part where I'm actually getting to the dissertation part, which seems like, I mean, I knew it was going to be hard. Um, and you would think, like, well, you don't have a class, so this is just like you can get into your research and do it. But I'm, it's going to be difficult, I think. But yeah, so I'm trying to get everything like lined out right now with my dissertation, and I think I've kind of got it lined out. So anyway, let me just start over. So back at the very end of July, basically like July 31st, August 1st, I went on that 3 week trip and I was hoping to work out consistently on that trip. I tried to schedule it and plan it to where I could work out every day, and I just didn't. I would say it was about half the trip. I went and did like workouts at the gym. Most of the days I did go and walk and get steps, but I didn't do my workouts. I fell off of it for like, it was like 50-50. And then so I thought, okay, I'm gonna get back in the gym consistently. And then while I was on that trip, some of the conversations I've had, so basically I'm studying kind of like wastewater treatment and how they make decisions to like install new technologies, and specifically technologies that will recover resources from wastewater. So most wastewater treatment plants, they just treat the wastewater. They try to get all the pollutants out to give everybody around the area clean water. But what they're looking at now is like there's more that you can get out of wastewater treatment, so you can clean the water to the point that you can like reuse the water for, irrigation, or like watering golf courses, or landscaping, or you can clean it to the point to where you can actually like drink it. um, but then there's also like the pollutants that you pull out of it. Some of those pollutants, you can, if you can capture them, then they can be like processed and sold as, like something to use. So I'm looking at nutrients like nitrogen and phosphorus, how you can capture those in a way to where they can be used as fertilizer without having, all the pathogens and everything that is in with the rest of the waste that gets pulled out of the wastewater. Anyway, so I'm going and talking to some wastewater treatment plants. When I was talking to them, they're like, hey, like we typically learn about new technologies and get a lot of information about what's going on from this organization called WEF. I think it stands for like the Water Environment Foundation. And they were like, they have this big conference every year. And it just so happened that the conference, I was talking to them in August. The conference was this last week. And so I went ahead and like signed up to go to the conference. And so I had another trip. And then, so I had about, we got back about the middle of August. And then, I had about a month in between when I got back until I was leaving for this other conference. And then I also haven't like officially, so when you do your dissertation, you have to put together a proposal of your research, and so you have to like look into the background, look at what academic literature and studies are out there related to your topic, and then you have to like focus in on exactly what your research questions are going to be, and then you have to figure out, okay, what questions am I trying to answer with my research, and what methods am I going to use to like evaluate it, because you have to use like the scientific method. And so that's what I've been doing like the last month, is getting my, and it all kind of happened quickly. My boss was like, I want to get this done before you go to this conference. And so instead of like focusing on working out and everything, my mind was just on like, okay, quickly pulling my proposal together. And then I had to actually, the day before I left for that conference, I defended my proposal. And I mean, it went well. Like, I passed, technically passed my defense, but I still don't know if, like, my research questions and my methods and everything are good. And some of the people on my committee were thinking it was, like, too big of a project. And so I don't know. So even though I feel good that I technically passed my dissertation proposal, I'm still not sure if I'll be able to do what I want to do and if that's exactly what I want to do. But anyway, so yeah, there's been a lot of school stress over these past few weeks, but I still, like, I totally could have been going to the gym in the morning and keeping up with that. Like, I had time to do that, but I think it was just kind of like the mental stress of all that stuff kind of kept me from, I don't know, I just got totally off my game with the trip and then the school stuff and then the conference. It just all got thrown off. But I got back from that conference on Wednesday, and I've had a couple days to kind of like relax and, start planning for what I'm going to do with my research, and I'm going to try to get back on track. Like, I haven't used my habit tracker that I've been using for like the past 2 years. I totally fell off on that. I haven't been tracking any of my meals. I have been weighing myself in the morning just because my scale's in here, and so I do have my weight tracked, but that's about it. And I will show you my weight tracker. And these past 2 or 3 months, my weight has just gone like up. So I'm back up to 150, which isn't the highest. I think at one point I was up to like 165 or something. But, I was down sitting between like 135, 140 when I was working out consistently and kind of watching my calories. So I don't know. I don't think I'm going to follow a program like I was before. I feel bad that I kind of fell off that program, but I think in order for me to do that, everything has to be kind of settled in my work. Like, I kind of wish that I had a job that was just kind of more routine. But with my job and with school, it's just, I've got things that ramp. I don't know. I could do it. I'm making excuses right now. But I think what I'm going to do is, I can't remember exactly what I said in my last video, but I think it's what I said in my last video. So I've got a home routine that I think I can stick to every day. I've done it the last 2 days, and it's really easy. It's just like I think it's like a 6-minute workout, and I've got a timer where I just do intervals of 30 seconds. So I'll do the exercise for 30 seconds and then rest for 30 seconds and then do it. And I can just do it in my room. I've got a set of dumbbells that I can use for that. And so at the very least, I want to do that every day. And then I also have a gym routine that I've put together that is timed, and it's shorter than the one that I have been doing when I was following the Sculpted Vegan stuff. Is it Sculpted Vegan? I know I said it wrong one time, but I think it's Sculpted Vegan. When I was following that stuff, it was just like I was spending like 2 hours in the gym every day. And so this one that I've got is only a 30-minute workout, and it's not, it's kind of like a full body thing with machines that I like to use. So I think at this point, until I finish my dissertation, I'm gonna stick to that. I think it will take about 30 minutes to get through it every day. So I'll do like my 6-minute one at home for kind of like a warm-up, and then I'll get down there and do that like 30-minute, 30-minute routine, whatever it turns out to be, and then try to keep getting my steps. I've fallen off on my steps. I was getting my steps in at least for a long time, even though I wasn't like working out. I would go and like do my steps, but I don't know, this one day, this 1 week, I just got like some bad social anxiety, and like there was like 2 days that I even like drove up to the gym, And for whatever reason, I just couldn't force myself to get out of the car. Like, one day I got up there and there was like so many cars in the parking lot. I think my gym has started like some sort of like they'll do like these month-long training packages or whatever, and they'll have people come in there to do group training early, and I think it must have been one of those because there was a ton of cars up there. um and then I decided to go to this other, so there's two locations of Anytime that I kind of alternate through. And so I was like, okay, one day I woke up a little bit late and I was like, there's a guy that goes up there every day, an older guy, and he always talks to me. Like, he always has something to say to me. And I don't know, some days I'm okay with it. Like, he's not super creepy or anything, but it's just like some days I don't want to talk to anybody, and some days I'm okay if he like tries to make small talk with me, and then other days I'm just not feeling it. So I was like, okay, this is like 7:30. I'll go up there. And then his car was still parked outside. So I was like, okay, I'll sit in the parking lot and see if he leaves. And then he didn't. And I was just like, I don't know why. I couldn't force myself to go in because I just did not feel like being social or being around anyone. Um, and I even started looking at like little walking pads. I'm like, you know what? The very least, if I had like a walking pad here, I could still get my steps in and my reading on those days that I don't feel like going to the gym. Um, so yeah, I may try to get one of those to combat that. But for now, I'm planning to get back into going into the gym every day. I'll just have to get there early. Um, to try to avoid as many people as possible on those days that I'm not feeling like being social or being around people. But so yeah, like my goal is tomorrow get back into it. I've already gotten back into the home workout. um but yeah, I'm a little worried to take, not worried to take my measurements. I don't really care what they are, but yeah, my measurements are definitely going to be quite a bit higher, I think, than they were the last time I took my measurements. But that's the plan. We'll see how it goes. I don't really have a plan for my diet. As much as I hate to say this, like I don't have the experience of trying to train like being non-vegan, but you know, even though my weight was going down when I was sticking to my meal plan before of trying to get like the high protein and you know, trying to stay within the calories and everything and having my macros lined out, like I just didn't feel good. And I don't think it was necessarily low calories. It was just, I can't explain it. Like I felt like I was unhealthy doing that. And I'm wondering if it's like all the processed protein, like the processed vegan foods that I've been eating. And I don't know. Like I've been eating bad, like such bad food lately. And I will say, like, I don't feel unhealthy at all, aside from the weight from eating the unhealthy food. Like, I know it's bad for me, and maybe it's just because that's what I've been eating my whole life. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but for now, I'm gonna try to not, because I was having like 2 protein shakes a day without vegan protein, and then I was having like some of the other processed protein foods to be able to like get to the amount of protein that I needed to get. So yeah, I'm not gonna focus as much on the diet, kind of like I had been doing. I'm gonna focus more on just staying under 2,000 calories, ideally like 1,800, being under 1,800 calories for now, and just getting back in the workouts. So yeah, I know that was a ramble, but I think that's all I have. I'll check in again next week. I want to get back into these regular check-ins because I do think even if nobody watches, it helps me to just stay on track. If I sit down once a week and think about how my week went, and it does somehow keep me motivated to keep going to the gym and working out. So yeah, I'll run through. Not a lot to show on the apps because I haven't been tracking much, but I will show you my weight, and then yeah, I'll do my measurements. Okay, so they've changed the layout of the Fitbit app. Haven't gotten used to it as much, but we'll start with my weight. So yeah, it's just been pretty consistently going up. So yeah, you can see over the last 3 months, last year, it's had some ups and downs. And then since like 2019, it's just kind of been up and down, and now it's up again. So yeah, we'll see. Like I said, I feel pretty good around 140. So that's kind of my goal, but we'll just see what happens. But yeah, today I was 150.9. It's just kind of been... Man, okay, so I didn't weigh myself. I was like, man, it went from 143 up to 149. That was the week that I was in Chicago, and my roommate came with me. And honestly, if I would have gone by myself, I probably wouldn't have eaten that much. But, you know, we were in Chicago together. He wanted to go out and eat, try a bunch of food, so we did that. We ate so many hot dogs. And yeah, definitely I put on like 5 pounds just on the trip alone. So, yeah. So that's where my weight's sitting, 150. I guess the only other thing, okay, so on the trip, I got so many steps in. I actually forgot to put on my tracker today, but yeah, so you can see this week that I was in Chicago, I got almost 30,000. I was getting like more steps than ever. We were walking all over the city. We were walking all over the thing. So like, yeah, my legs are feeling pretty solid actually from all the walking that I was doing. But part of the reason was because at the conference, they had this like wellness challenge. So you would like link this app to your fitness tracker, and you would get points for your steps, and then and so you could kind of compare to other people. So I got 12th place out of the whole conference, and there was like tens of thousands of people at this conference. I was actually first, second, or third place for like most of the days. And then this Raiders for Life person just jumped up out of nowhere. And I feel like they had to be cheating to get that many steps in. Because look how much higher he is. And I think this Sandful person, I think they were trying to catch up to him. But there was just no way. I don't know how they got that many steps in. Unless they were like a marathon runner running every day. But yeah, I still got 101,000 steps over the whole trip. Came in 12th place. And so we'll see. There were some prizes that they're going to pick. They didn't give out a first place prize, so that's why I wasn't super concerned with getting first place, because they're going to do a drawing out of the top 25 to get like your trip paid for if you want to go next year. So I may be going next year if I happen to win this drawing that they're going to do. But anyway, got a ton of steps in over the trip, just not my workouts. What else? Is there anything on the Fitbit? Oh, I've been doing pretty good with my sleep. Like, it doesn't look like it. But yeah, like the last 2 days, I got like around 10 hours of sleep every day. I don't know what happens Wednesday. I may not have been wearing my tracker for like half the night. It almost looks like I put it in the middle of the night. I definitely did not go to bed at 2:30 in the morning for sure. But yeah, I've been getting some pretty good sleep. This September 24th was the week I was kind of stressed about my, I had my defense on the 30th or 29th. But But yeah, anyway, I've been feeling really good about my sleep. I've been sleeping in because I haven't been going to the gym, but I think I can still get some good sleep if I go to bed early enough and still keep going to the gym. But anyway, I will hop over and do my starting over measurements. Okay, so here's how we're looking. Like, I wear leggings every day, so it's kind of hard to tell. But I can tell that my leggings are fitting tighter for sure. And that's one reason I don't want to put on like too much weight, because I don't want to have to buy all new clothes. And so I want to try to stay like within these measurements to where I can still fit in my leggings. And they had like a sale on some holiday, Labor Day. And so I was like, okay, I had 4 pairs of this one style. It's all Bombshell. Like, I love the Bombshell brand. And I had 4 pairs of this one style, and then this style, I like them as well. And so I was like, okay, well, I'll get 1 more pair of the one style, so then I can have those to wear like Monday through Friday. And then I had, I think, 2 pairs of these, and I'm like, let me get 1 more that way so I can have these to wear on the weekends and have an extra pair for like when I'm doing laundry or whatever. And they came in, I ordered them the same size, but they fit way tighter. So I don't know if these are just stretched out or if they've changed their sizing a little bit, but I want to get down enough to where I can comfortably fit in to these new leggings that I bought. So that's kind of like my short-term goal, is to just stay within this legging size and fit in those ones that are fitting a little bit tighter. But yeah, let me get these off and see what my measurements are. Okay, so the last time I did my measurements, it was July 23rd, and now it is October 8th. So over 2 months since I've done this, so we'll see. I'm pretty sure my chest and my waist for sure, probably everything. I don't know. We'll just see. So the last time my chest was 34 and a half. Oh my gosh. And now it's about 36 and a half. My roommate gives me a hard time because he's like, I gain weight, I think, in a really good way, because the first place to gain is usually my chest. Oh, let me do my band first. And so I can put on weight like when I wear my clothes, and you can't really tell that much. It's just kind of like my chest is getting bigger at first. My band is, whew, that went up too quite a bit. So my band had been sitting at 30. Right now, it's 32 and a half, man. So it's more than just my chest for sure. And then my waist was 31 and a half before. Now it is 34 and a quarter. So I guess it's not just my chest. Well, actually, yeah, my waist went up way more than my chest did. But I guess since I wear baggy shirts, like, you can't really see it as much. And then this was 39 and a half around my hips. Oh, wow. Yeah, we're starting back at square one. Now it's about 41 and a quarter, which I think is what it was around when I first started. They were 21 and 3/4 last time I measured. Yeah, I think they're gonna be bigger too. Yeah, now they're about a little bit over 22. I'll go ahead and put 22 1/4. So yeah, like I gain weight just like here. So like my arms for the most part like stay pretty thin, and then my lower, like my calves always stay pretty small, but it's just kind of like this whole middle part of my body. So yeah, if I'm wearing clothes that are kind of baggy and you can just see like my arms, my lower legs, like you wouldn't even tell that I put on weight for a long time. Like I'd have to put on a lot of weight, but yeah. So that's where, I wonder if I have my old pages. Let's see where I started. I have January 1st. I'm bigger than January 1st for sure, because at that point I'd already lost weight because I'd already done that Sculpted Vegan like 3-month program, and I lost like quite a bit of weight because I was sticking to that for 3 months. I could do it. Like if I see the end of the line, like I can really like push myself and do it. But yeah, falling off for 2 whole months, falling off pretty badly for 2 whole months. Yeah, it can come on pretty quickly. And I feel like I've lost, except for my legs, like all that walking, like my legs feel pretty solid, but I feel like I've lost my muscle tone pretty much everywhere else. So we'll see how like quickly I can feel like I'm getting strong again. But yeah, so that's where we're starting, October 8th. This time, instead of going pretty hard, I'm just gonna kind of gradually, I just want to maintain something decent until I'm hoping to graduate in May. So I just want to get back in the habit of going to the gym every day and just, you know, maintaining some form of, you know, just kind of maintain my muscles. And then when I graduate is really when I'm gonna step it up. I probably won't have a job at the end of June. I think my job contract ends. My boss may try to keep me on until December, but yeah, I don't know. I'm planning to like maybe work for my roommate, do some of his social media stuff. And then I want to get my personal training certification, and he says if I do it, he'll do it with me. So I think if I'm doing that, if I'm working on getting my personal training certification and really having more free time after I finish my dissertation, then I should be able to really step it up and get my body looking like how I want it to, and then hopefully compete. And then after I compete, like I don't think I'll stick to like maintaining like a sculpted body indefinitely, because I don't think it's necessary for like health. I just want to do it just to see what I can do and kind of play around with things. So yeah, so that's kind of like the long term, just kind of maintain for now, you know, lose a little bit of weight, get back down to about 140, get my muscle tone back, and then maintain until next May, and then really like ramp it up after that. So might be kind of a boring journey until May, but I'm gonna try to keep doing this because it does seem to keep me on track. So I'll be back next week with an update to see what happens.